What's up, everybody? Thought I would do a video real quick about the one thing that I have absolutely hated about the BMW F900XR since the first time I saw it. When I showed up to take the test ride, I was reminded how much I disliked it, and now that I've owned this motorcycle for about 2 months, man, I can't stand it. And that one thing, really small, really simple, but it's right there. That XR badging, this sticker that's on the fairing, is absolutely horrendous. I will never understand why BMW decided to take a mid to late 1980s, early 1990s BMX style font to make that and put it on this beautiful motorcycle. So what we're going to do today is we're going to remove that. Now, the process I'm going to show you for removing this is something that you can use to remove most badging, stickers, labels, whatever the case might be on a motorcycle. Now, you will want to make sure a couple of things. Number one, that the badging, the sticker, the label, whatever it is, does not have any sort of clear coat over top of it. I had a Kawasaki Vulcan S prior to having this motorcycle, and there was clear coat over the Kawasaki badging on the side. I would have loved to have removed the word Kawasaki and just kept where it said Vulcan S, but that wasn't possible. Also, if you have any sort of a matte finish, you're going to want to be extra careful depending on how long that sticker or label has been applied. The age of your motorcycle is really going to depend on any type of, kind of shadowing or ghosting that you get when you take this off. Really more caused from some of the fading of the actual paint itself that hasn't faded underneath that badge or sticker, label, whatever it might be. Also, you're not going to want to use any sort of a sharp edge when you do this. Slow and steady, take your time, and you will be just fine. So let's get this off of here. Let me show you how to make this happen. Alright, first things first, if you hear a lot of noise in the background, my neighbors are having their roof redone, so you might hear a nail gun going off. My apologies. Hopefully it doesn't degrade the quality of the video. For this project, you're going to need a couple of things, and only a couple of things. Some WD-40. You can also use Goo Gone if you want. You want something that is not going to damage your paint. And you're going to want a heat source. In this case, I have a heat gun. With a heat gun, you only want to use this on a low setting. You do not want this on high. All right. A hair dryer would also be an acceptable alternative. Keep in mind that a lot of the fairings, including the one on the BMW here, are plastic, so you certainly don't want to warp that. And this will blister paint and coatings that's on your paint job, so you don't want to have anything with too high of a heat source. Now, those are the two things that you really need, right? I also have a rag here. What you're going to do is you're going to just saturate the sticker, right? So you want to put this on the sticker, right? Okay. I then take my rag, just kind of catch some of the overspray here, right? But I'm going to let that kind of get in to where the sticker is adhered to the motorcycle. You're going to want that to sit. Doesn't have to sit too long. If your bike is older, if the badging or the stickers, the labels have been on there for a longer period of time, then you might want to let this sit for about a minute or so. What I'm now going to do is take my heat gun, all right, and I'm going to start on a corner, and I just want to really loosen up the adhesive that's on there so I can get a hold of it and then start pulling that off. Once you start pulling it off, if you can, just go ahead and pull it off and see what kind of resistance you have. I'm guessing I'm not going to have a lot on this because it's a 2020 model. The bike, was purchased 2 months ago. This label hasn't really even been on there more than about 4 months or so. So anyway, we're going to heat it up. We're going to go ahead and start pulling that off. Again, just a little bit of heat. You don't want to warp your fairing. You don't want to blister your paint. If you need to continue to apply heat to it, then you're just going to put that on the leading edge. A little bit of heat, kind of pull the label of the sticker, then a little more heat, and kind of work through it methodically like that. So we're going to start right here, just a little bit of heat right where this edge is, okay? I mean a little bit of heat, okay? If you need to use anything to help loosen this, use a credit card. But again, you don't want anything sharp. You don't want anything that's going to gouge your paint. You can see that I've started to loosen that up. A little bit of heat. Okay? And this sticker is going to come right off. You see a little bit of heat on that leading edge with that WD-40. Alright? This just wants to come right off. Okay? I'll show you when I'm done what it looks like. So you can see if there's any residue or anything of that nature. Alright? But again, okay, if you hit a spot where it seems like it's stuck, don't rush it. I mean, mine's coming off really easy, so that's a good thing, right? But you don't want to rush it. Okay, if you hit a spot that seems a little tough, take your time. Alright? Look at that. That one came right off. So it really is as simple as that. I then take my rag, okay, and I'm going to wipe this down. Right? There is some residue here, but really lightly rubbing this is going to get that residue right off of there. Okay? If it won't come off immediately, take a little bit of the WD-40, hit it up, okay? Give it a gentle buffing, okay, and start working that that residue off. Okay, not a problem at all. Real simple process. Okay, and now that that is done, you can see, in my mind, I think this looks a million times better. Again, you can use this process for any sticker, any label. Just make sure it doesn't have clear coat over it. Make sure that if it's on a matte finish that you really think about it before you do it. Maybe you test a little bit someplace, see what it's going to look like. But hopefully it works for you. Hopefully this video is a bit helpful, and you all ride safe.